This is TWiT.
This is actually, Janko, one of the things you cover. You cover Horizon Worlds. You got an article at lowpass.cc about the new shooter in Horizon's World, Super Rumble. Is this part of a general reboot of Horizon Worlds?
It is, and part of that is that they just upped the technical abilities. So before, everything basically in Horizon World had to be built in-world, and it wasn't great looking. Everything looked sort of similar. The resolution was low. And now you can import objects and you can import things. And so that allows people to do much more professional stuff. And one of these examples for that is this new game, which actually I played it. It's a lot of fun. I think they are sort of seeing that they have to push more with first-party titles, with giving people a good reason to go there. And that goes to Mike's point with Fortnite, right? The game was there first. That's why everybody came and everybody liked the game. And then they started branching out and, maybe we can do a concert here. Maybe people can build their own stuff. And then people start building museums and all those things. Horizon tried to do this backwards in a way, I think, initially, or Meta tried to do it backwards, where they said, it's a blank slate, you can do everything. They built a couple games, but they were okay, but it wasn't the best examples, and you couldn't do that much in-world, so all the stuff that people built was worse than what Meta started with, and so it wasn't very interesting. And now they basically retooled a lot of these things, and they're going to do more first-party titles. They actually built a game studio specifically for Horizon out of Meta, out of Oculus Studios, that's going to do first-party. They're going to partner with game publishers to bring some titles to Horizon. So things are going to change quite a bit there over the next couple of months.
You refer to a leaked memo from Meta saying Meta's own staffers won't even use Horizon Worlds. The manager wrote, "If we don't love it, how can we expect our users to love it?" So it has been challenging for Meta. Do you, Georgia? Do you don't use any of these social networks in your VR play, do you?
Not really. I've tested them out and gone on, and usually they're ones that have the social aspect but also have a game that's attached to it. So I'm really there for the game, and then you meet other people that are also playing the game, and now we're all doing a boss or doing a level, so it kind of feeds itself. But the ones that are just for social, no. Why, my just thought is why, right? I think that it's wonderful if you're lonely or if you're you want company or you want to do, but I think that it's a much better thing is inside of a game where you're already participating in the game. And so because of that, then you can meet other people that are like-minded with the game and talk about the game and then kind of branch out from it. I don't find it is interesting to be there. I find it much more tedious than having personal conversations with people that are in person, because you're not reading there's that uncanny valley, you're not reading someone really well. You don't get all of the same facial information. And at first it was really cute and cool to be able to do it. But after a while, I think that it just becomes kind of heavy and tedious. So it was not as fun for me to socialize online.
I think that's true in life as well. It's a lot easier, at least it is for me, a lot easier to socialize around a game. That's why people play golf than just go into a spot and just saying, let's talk about something. It's a lot easier to have an activity, and then there could be a very vital social environment when you have a card game or something that you're doing. I used to like my poker group because it was a chance to get together with the guys and talk, but ostensibly it was to play poker. But the poker was just an excuse. It makes sense to me that would be much more intriguing.
That's basically the story why Second Life never really went anywhere. They drew a core crowd of people who really liked this creator aspect and this social aspect of it and building stuff in the world and having your own economy and all these things. But it was way too complicated, and they purposefully never wanted to be a game because they thought games are for kids.
No,
which is
they
also
were wrong. Yeah.
A bad assumption, obviously, as we know now. So they missed the boat on a lot of those things and never grew past, I think, about 1 million concurrent users or monthly users.
You know what the game was that actually
give people a reason.
People still play Second Life, but it's mostly around sex. They found a game that they could play. It's weird. I used to be in Second Life, and I went back a few years ago, and people were buying like nude suits so they could be naked in Second Life and flirting, and so they did find an activity to commune around. Can't have been very satisfying, but it's still around. I think
it's still around.
Yeah, these are all lessons learned. I just don't know if we've learned them well enough to create a VR world that anybody wants to be a part of. We're a long way from the metaverse. I hate to say it.
Hey, I'm Rod Pyle, editor-in-chief of Ad Astra Magazine, and each week I join with my co-host to bring you This Week in Space, the latest and greatest news from the final frontier. We talk to NASA chiefs, space scientists, engineers, educators, and artists, and sometimes we just shoot the breeze over what's hot and what's not in space, books, and TV. And we do it all for you, our fellow true believers. So whether you're an armchair adventurer or waiting for your turn to grab a slot in Elon's Mars rocket, join us on This Week in Space and be part of the greatest adventure of all time.